We are now live.
Wow.
We are live. And just on that note, we nearly lost Matt.
I'm going to try and stick with us, guys. I'm going to try and stick with us.
You've got to try and stick with us. And yeah, I'm just still trying to sort out the echo that we are.
I'm not hearing any echo.
Are you not?
No, it sounds perfect to me.
Okay.
All right.
You sound okay.
Who knows what's going on? So maybe it's all right for everyone else as well.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So
I want to.
We are now live. This is FBS Question Time. So we are going to have just a conversation between ourselves about who we are, what we do. Oh, can you guys hear that? Has anyone got their phone next to them?
It is my phone.
Yeah, I've got my phone next to me.
No, you're not. It's not on Facebook, is it? You're not watching it. Anyway, let me carry on and see what happens. So until we someone wishes to ask us a question, if anyone, we'll have a conversation amongst ourselves. So we'll start from Jason.
Straight away.
The best choice.
Right there, number one.
Straight away, Jason.
Yes, so
Who are you?
I'm Jason. I'm Greek from North London, originally from South. grew and raised in South London, Peckham, then New Cross. Moved to North London. I've been working with FBS for the last. Oh, I forgot to mention I'm a Leo as well. By the way, I'm a Leo.
Very important.
And yeah, so I've been working with a family-based solution since 2019, November. I remember that very call from Aish telling me I got the job. One of the best days of my working career. And yeah, I've been loving working with FBS since, and I haven't looked back. So yeah, working with secondary school children. So
Lovely age group.
yeah, my favorite age group.
Your favorite age group. I can still hear an echo.
Not the best, really, is it?
Well, no. That brings us swiftly on to you, Matt. Can you hear me, Matt?
I work with a better age group.
So which age group do you work with?
I can. I work with the younger ones, so primary school age. My name's Matt. Hello. And oh, I heard myself then. That was weird. And I Gemini. My mum always said Gemini, and I don't think that's right. I'm a Gemini. I like gardening,
food,
and I like food, and I like Haringey Borough FC.
Yep.
Wonky carrots, exactly. Yeah, I like growing very weird-looking carrots. I grew like a real. I don't even know what the vegetable was the other day, but it had been in the garden since last year. My brother gave me some stuff. He said, "Put it in the ground and see what happens." I pulled it out. It had like 2 arms and 2 legs. It looked like a little person. It looked so mad. I don't know what happens when I grow vegetables. They turn.
So you're growing people.
Growing people in the ground. Yeah, it's weird. I'm making a little army. I'm going to take over, man. Yeah, that's about it, really. And that's not it, really, but some of the things about me. Over to you, Aish, up there.
How long have you been with FBS? You haven't said.
Oh, okay. I've been at Family-Based Solutions since September the 1st, 2020. So, you know, La, that maths is not my strong point. How many months is that? That's 9 months. Is it 9 months?
He actually cracks me up.
I like that.
He cracks me
About
up.
9 months.
Our first questions come through. How is everyone today? We are absolutely fine. Thank you, Louise. I'm speaking on behalf of everybody here. We are absolutely fine. Thank you for asking. Ah,
Can I just?
yes.
I'm going to step that up. I'm better than fine. I'm feeling good. I had a moment this evening. Had quite a nice little engagement. I went out to the shop. I bought myself some bits and bobs, and yeah, so I'm better than fine. I'm great.
It's better than fine, Louisa. I'm apologising for speaking on behalf of the group.
Hang on. So, because you went to the shop, you're better than fine. What difference did it make that you were able to go to the shop?
Well,
Joe, I'm glad you asked. Because,
I'm glad I asked.
I didn't actually need to go to the shop. Yeah, I didn't need to go to the shop. I felt like I wanted a nice little kind of transition from the end of my working day into my normal sort of day, and not normal day, but my evening. And it was just a nice walk down the road, go and get some breakfast for tomorrow morning, and yeah, it was nice. Looking forward to that
Louise
porridge
is
tomorrow.
asking,
So, yeah.
what is your favourite food, Matt? Say that again.
Oh, I don't know if that's for me. I think that could be for anyone. Is that for me? That could be for anyone.
Well, we're asking you because you were talking.
All right. My favourite food is chicken dippers.
Oh God, chicken! What did you just say?
Chicken dippers.
Chicken.
Did you just say chicken
dippers.
dippers?
Are we looking at? Are we talking about bird's
What's
eye?
wrong
What
with-
Bird's eye.
Lidl's own brand. Really.
Little's eye.
Red hen.
Chicken dippers.
Well, I mean,
Moving on swiftly.
what's wrong with that? What's wrong?
Oh my God. Okay, we have a question off, and then we can introduce Lorraine and Joe. Oh, Echo. This is from lovely Yvonne. This work seems like a passion for you all. It's not just a job. What is it that motivates you all to do what you do? Nice question. Nice. Lorraine.
Hello.
What is it
Am I
that
answering?
motivates you to do what you do?
I love working in the schools. I love working with the young people. And what motivates me is when I see someone doing really well. When I see someone reaching their target, changing their mindset, and doing really well. That really inspires me, and it makes me want to do it more and more.
Yeah,
I love it.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, it's a tough one because my earlier working life wasn't in this field at all. So there was is that echo gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was loads of other jobs in between, but you never went home and felt like, wow, that was a worthwhile day. Do you know what I mean? Even though you did what you had to do, got your parcels out on time, whatever it was, you just never felt that this meant something. And helping, well, just working with families, learning from them. We learn from them so much, and it makes us better the more we practice. And I guess there is a bit of selfishness in it. I do like to see families making progress, but it's not an ego thing. It's not like, oh, I did that and this is why they're better. It's about the families doing what they need to do for themselves. So, yeah, it's so much more satisfying. Obviously, it has its ups and downs. There are times when you think, I just wish I was delivering boxes again, man, because you just leave it at the door and get a signature and go away, and that's the end of your day. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about it, but you do there is a passion about helping others that are suffering, and if whatever you can do, you feel like it's been a worthwhile day. But yeah, there are times when you think, why do I bother? Do you know what I mean? There's those times when you think, this is tough. This is a tough gig, man.
Yeah.
But there's always that one shining
But
moment.
isn't that the same for?
Sorry, Matt. What was you going to say?
No, you go for it. Go for it.
No, and I guess that's the same in any job. You have good days, you have bad days, and a good day for me previously would be getting all my parcels delivered on time. Everyone's in, get a signature straight away, and I can have a 3-hour lunch break. That was all. That was what I looked forward to, the 3-hour lunch break, because it just gave me that time to myself. But it was never satisfying. There's something satisfying about working with families, even more so than working with young people on their own or parents on their own. But family work is where the passion is, I think.
What about you, Jason?
Well,
What
like
is it
Joe,
that motivates you?
well, like Joe, it's we stepped into the industry again. I haven't worked with children before. I haven't worked with families, etc. But controlling buses, there wasn't any job satisfaction holding buses back for 2 minutes. You know, it's didn't satisfy that need that I had. I always liked working with kids.
Hold on. So do you now hold people back on Zoom? Wait 2 minutes via Zoom. I'll have that control.
I could tell the conversation to wherever way I wanted it to go, and upset a lot of people while doing it, kicking people off Zoom and then getting them to jump on another call. Yeah. So what motivates me is the passion to help the families, to help the children become better versions of themselves. And like Joe said, it's tough. It's a tough gig sometimes, and it really does pull on the heartstrings on some occasions. Sometimes there are times when families are struggling, and when working with that family, you feel if it's not going well or things aren't stepping up to the way you would like it to work, you don't blame the family for not being able to sort themselves out. You blame yourself for not finding what works for them, and then you have to work that a little bit harder to try and find what it is that will work for them. And then the motivation comes is when you start seeing the progress that they're starting to make, and you're having a big influence on that. Even though we just ask silly questions, we play a massive part in people's lives in changing them for the better and bring those smiles to their faces by the end of it, and being able to have the conversations together at dinner tables, to be able to go out for walks in the park and enjoy each other's moments. We're making long-lasting memories for families. So that is what motivates me. It's those long-lasting memories that they're going to have in the future, that I had this time with my mum, or this time with my son, or this time with my dad. And I remember, yeah, we had a tough time, but you know what, we pulled through it. And you know, there's so many good memories now. We're playing a part. We've got a part in that role. So yeah.
Oh, is that all then, Jason?
I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
Yes, it's the same, really. It's the same. It's just sort of it can be really tough, but when it comes together, the feeling of satisfaction, the feeling that you've really made a positive impact in people's lives, it's just you can sleep well at night, you know, just thinking, do you know what, I've done everything I can do to help. I've done what I can do, and I've made a difference, really, and I kind of feel like that's what I don't know, I guess maybe it's the way I was brought up, My mum would always try and help in any situation she could. My dad as well, and I think that it's kind of that's one of the most. It's been instilled in me that you help people whenever you can. You can help people,
I like that.
or people who need help. So it's nice to be able to do that for a living. Really, it's an honour, you know, because
Well, it's an honour
not
to
a lot
work
of other
with
people.
you, Matt and Jason.
It's an honour to work for you guys, but yeah, it's an honour basically, and I don't ever take it lightly.
I just want everyone to know that Lorraine not only works with family-based solutions, but she's also a trustee. So we are on our best behaviour. She'll shut it down. She'll shut it down. Right, we have quite a few questions coming in, guys. I'll start off with this is a very interesting one. Do you have a role model? If so, who are they? If so, who are they? And why are they your role model? Everyone put their thinking face on. I've got a few role models. It's really hard.
I think you and Lorraine need to start off with this.
All right, for me, I've got. This is going to sound really cheesy, though. I have a lot of people. I have a lot of role models because I take bits and bobs from each person. Do you know what I mean? Oh God, can you hear the echo? Is it just me, or can you guys hear the echo?
Tiny little bit.
Tiny little bit. I don't know. There's loads. I mean, all right. I'll give you a couple, and he's going to think I'm bullshitting now. Joe is one of my role models.
Yay!
I'll tell you he is. And I can explain why. Joe has taught me patience. It was he has. He's still trying, bless him, but he has taught me patience. He's taught me to do my checks when we leave in the office. And the funny thing is today, because he wasn't next to me, I actually forgot my phone on the top of my dad's car. I blame Joe for that because he should have been right next to me asking me to do my checks. But also I enjoy our conversations that we have. You know, the deep and meaningful conversations about life in general. Eve Lipchick's one of my role models. I mean, she really is one of my role models. I think she's absolutely brilliant. Tara, Rachel, Naomi, there are so many people at the Raya. There are so many people out there who I would say are my role models. And it just depending on what I'm doing, I'll kind of choose and pick which direction I'm kind of looking at. But yeah, that's a tough one for me. I have a lot. Anyone else?
You don't want to hear my role.
Wolverine.
Well, sort of, no. Growing up, I mean, I had quite a big role model growing up, and that was you're gonna laugh. It was James Bond, believe it or not.
Yes.
Growing up, I always wanted to be like James Bond. I thought he was just so cool. He was smooth. He had like the gadgets. He was just like, yeah, he was up there. They were growing up, so I always try to aspire to be like James Bond and be as cool as James Bond. Didn't quite work out, but you know, never mind, eh?
There's time, Jay.
There's still time to learn, right?
What about you, La?
Mine is Joe. Just for the simple reason. I'm not being cheesy, but when we didn't have an office and we were at the riverfront, and I just started with FBS, well, PARS then, and Joe was actually running the office and everything was being done from his home. And we went into the schools together and he really taught me a lot. And I'm not being, I know that I joke around a lot about Joe, but he did. He took time. He was patient with me because obviously I worked with Haringey, leaving care, so it wasn't actually directly working with children, and so he just taught me a lot. He taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful.
Aw.
And my other role model was my service manager when I was working for Haringey, and she was a very, very strong woman. She didn't take any. She didn't take any CRAP, but she was fair. She was she was very fair, and I think I learned a lot from her because I don't tend to take a lot of CRAP, but I believe that I am fair in my assumptions of people. There,
Nice. Boom.
yeah, boom.
What about you, Joe?
Oh, yeah, it's a difficult one because I think as when you're young, it's kind of like who is it in your family that you kind of want to be like or look up to? And there was a few. My grandmother, who I didn't see often, but when we did, she'd sit me on the stoop outside her little house in some village in Italy in the mountains somewhere and just talk about the old days. And it was such, I don't know what it was. It was just such a nice conversation, even though I couldn't even relate anywhere near to what she was talking about. It was just that closeness. And even though she didn't see us often, you knew that she cared for us. And that was, she was always tiny little thing, had the keys to the church, would go in, clean it, do everything for the priest. But she was just, I don't know, she was just so sweet. Do you know what I mean? One of them people that no matter what, no matter what was happening, she'd be there and listening. So I think that was a really great role model. Then teachers, we all have those teachers that stand out, that made lessons interesting. Not even so much fun, but just fired a passion in you. Mr. Pollard, biology teacher, he was a strange man, but so interesting, and it just gave you a passion for learning. Not strange as in, oh, you know, he's going to end up on the news somewhere, but he just had this love of biology, and he instilled it in everyone that was around him. Even if you didn't even give monkeys about biology, it didn't matter. His passion just came out, and that's what made you want to study it. So he was a good role model. Yeah, there's been a lot since then. I guess for me it's am I doing the best for people? Do I deliberately go out and hurt someone? No, I don't think so. So I'm pleased with where I am. I'm pleased with why I do what I do. But yeah, my sisters, my brother, my mum, my dad, they've all got qualities that you hopefully as young people looking in, if you are looking in, pick out the best qualities of everyone around you and just mash it into one person. Be the best that you can be.
I like it. Matt, in 1 minute, who is your role model?
1 minute. I've got a few. I've got to try and be quick. My granddad, he's just an incredible. His character is just. I've never met anyone like him.
Who did you
He's
say?
an
Your
indomitable spirit. He's just
your grandfather.
He's got a saying. He's like, if I can't. My granddad, yeah, my granddad. He's kind of, if he is he's for me. That's like, if I could be like that, I would be so proud of myself. I'm very proud of him. And both of them very brilliant in their own rights. My mum is just the most selfless person you've ever met. Also, my dad in a very different way. He's a bit more kind of like blunt, but he'll do anything for anyone, and he just will never give up. My mum's the same. You guys, I think the office and be around you more because, like there's just always so much a different way than I would, and I just think, oh man, I need more of that in my life. I'm a lot more tentative. So well, let's see what's going on. And I think if I could take some of your kind of ability just to go like, let's do it. Be proactive and doing thing. And one of my best mates, Daniel, who's a guy that I used to play in a band with, and he was the drummer, and he's just calm. Well, he's so calm. He's so kind of like cool. He's very funny. I always think like for the same age as me, pretty much. I always just think like it's quite a good one to think, what would Daniel do? And I think he just takes no nonsense. He's just very kind of focused on like, does it make me happy? Yeah. Well, let's do it then. If it doesn't, and like, yeah, it's just he's just got a very. To me, he seems like he lives in quite a simple way and a positive way and no messing about. He's cool. He's a good guy. He's fun to be around, and he just looks after himself well. So those are mine.
I like it. You got a few good ones in there as well, Matt. Well done. So, in one word, peeps, when you were younger, what was your dream job? No, sorry. When you were younger, was this your dream job? If not, what was it?
Who's going first, Aish?
Jason.
Me, yeah. Well, I remember from between the ages of 5 till about 12, 13, my dream job was actually to be a doctor. Believe it or not, it was actually to be a doctor. And I remember even from a young age, my dad had this collection of binders called Doctor's Answers, and it would literally have everything in there to do with the medical world. And there was like a 10 or 12 part series. Joe's nodding his head because he must have heard of them. Doctor's Answers. You've heard of it, Joe? And I remember sitting there every single day and reading those binders page by page by page for many, many weeks and months, and I would keep reading over and over and over. And life kind of slapped me in the face. That's not going to be a reality. But yeah, that was my dream job, was to be a surgeon. But,
a surgeon as well,
Yeah.
Cutting people up. What about you, Matt?
Doctor. Yeah, my dream job was to be, I guess, sort of like a rock star, I guess. And then I had a tiny little taste of it, and then I thought it's not my dream job at all. And then I spent a few years going, what is my dream job? And I think kind of sort of this. I think I'm here. I think I've reached that point. So yeah.
All right. What about you, Lorraine? Lala.
PE teacher.
What did you say?
PE teacher.
PE teacher.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of got there, didn't you? Like halfway there.
Yeah, I did. Obviously, because of my family circumstances, I wasn't allowed to do that. So I became a instructor, fitness instructor. But I desperately wanted to be a PT. Desperately.
She would have been one of those tough PE teachers,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'd be climbing the rope every day.
Yes.
Militant.
Yeah.
What
Can I-
about you?
Honestly, I just really
Yeah,
wanted
but PE
to do it,
teachers
but
are
my
always
dad.
your favourite though.
Al? What did
No,
you
I
say,
just said
Matt?
PE teachers are always the favourites. PE
No, not
teachers, they're everyone's
necessarily.
favourites. It's
Not
No.
necessarily.
I don't know.
My
They
PE,
are.
my
They do the fun stuff.
yeah, my dad wouldn't allow me to be a PE teacher.
Mm.
He didn't want me to be one. I don't know why. And what my dad said, what if my dad said jump, I'd say how high.
Mm.
So if he said no, he didn't want me to go. Like, well, it's a long story, but I wasn't allowed to do that. But that was my dream. I really wanted to be a PE teacher so badly.
Well, at least you did something close to it.
Yeah,
I
but it
just wanna
wasn't that. Go on.
I just want to add something. I didn't realize that a job like this did exist. So if I'd known it back then, this would have been my dream job.
Oh, give me a bucket.
Give me a
Oh,
yeah.
shut
Bucket.
Give me a bucket, somebody.
You really are the most despicable human being.
Can anyone guess Joe's dream job when he was younger?
Yeah.
Anyone guess?
Anyone guess what my dream job
Can
was?
anyone guess Joe's dream job when he was younger?
I'd say a pilot. He's got that even with the headphones on now.
Nah. Try again.
Not too far off, Joe. Not too far off.
Really, I could see Joe as a pilot in the stripes, in the suit.
He's very cool and calm. So it must be something very cool and calm.
Catherine said window.
Walker, behave yourself, bloody
Window cleaner.
Controller.
Can I just say something? Joe does clean the windows in the office, and he's bloody good at it, guys. Just
okay.
Aish, do you remember that lovely Catherine?
That was his calling, really.
Oh
drop
yeah,
off coffee to the. What happened to her? So, my dream job was to be a bus driver, and I'll tell you what.
Was it?
So, yeah, pilot, bus driver.
No, I was a bus driver. I lived your dream job.
Yeah, he wanted your job.
When I was younger, we sat on the Route Master buses. For any young people out there, that's the bus that had an open back. You could get on, get off wherever you wanted. And I always used to sit behind the driver because they were isolated then. So you didn't see passengers. You basically just drove the bus. You had a conductor to do all that other stuff. What do you mean? How much is that? You didn't have to deal with all that. But what fascinated me, what I kept watching was when he turned the indicator on, which was like this red disc with a little pointer at the top. So you turn it one way to go right, turn it. And I'm thinking, why would that fascinate someone? So why would you want to be a bus driver just because of the one tiny little thing? Because you like the bloody indicator. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then later on, when biology came a big thing, it was, maybe something in the medical profession, a doctor or what have you. And then unfortunately, as you get older, I think your dreams start to fade a bit or you give up on them. So anyone out there, don't give up, because I kind of did when I got into sixth form and it all went to shit from there.
I'm actually frozen, aren't I? Sorry.
Yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up. Hope.
Well, Joe, if you want to be a bus driver, I can give you some tips if you want.
Yeah, but they're different.
Too late
they're
now.
different buses now, Joe. They're not the same. The Route Master was the proper bus, wasn't it?
I am now going to be ruthless because it's
What about you, Aish?
Me. I don't know. I wanted to be a graphic designer. I wanted to be many different things, but I never.
I lived your dream job as well.
When I'm talking,
Jason's living everyone's dream.
You see, despicable.
Jesus.
I was a graphic designer for about 5 years. Yeah.
No, I'm not really sure. I didn't actually know what I wanted to do until I just fell into something. I never said, "Oh, I have this dream." I wanted to be an architect for about 5-6 years, and I was working towards that. And then at the time, when I was at sixth, and I was actually pretty good, in my A levels. A lot of the Turkish people in the Turkish community at the time were all studying leisure and tourism and law. It was like the thing, right? I don't know if anyone remembers, but and this applied to Cypriots, I think, didn't it, Jason?
Yeah.
So I went, and I used to love. I mean, I'm atheist myself, but I love studying religion. So I went, you know what? I'm not going to be a typical Turk. So I studied philosophy, race, and culture at university. So it just kind of, and that's got nothing to do with anything really. But so I never really had this, oh, I really want to do that. I was a bit boring. We've had quite a few questions coming in, so I'm going to ask a question and then direct it at someone. Okay. So Ertanç has asked, your job is very stressful. Hold on, I need to get rid of this. How do you cope with the stress? Do you have professional help?
Sorry, look at Matt.
Right. Yeah, so Matt drinks.
And it's frozen.
Joe drinks. Look, that's actually.
I dance.
You dance.
I line dance.
Yep, you line dance. Jason,
don't judge me.
Don't. It can be I'll answer this one. It can be a very stressful job, but we are so lucky to have such a brilliant team that we can just talk about it. So it's kind of like informal supervision happening all the time. But also, we are again very lucky that we do have an extended solution-focused community, and we do attend a lot of networking. And like we go to Guy Shannon's thing once a month now, don't we? Where you can talk about cases, and I make sure, which is what I said to Guy, when you put us into breakout rooms, make sure that we're the team, the FBS team, are not together, so everyone can talk freely about what's happening for them. So we do have a lot of people around us, but laughing, drinking, and Netflix is the key. I would say Lego, comic books. So whatever your kind of hobbies are, stick with that. But
Sleep.
What did you sleep? Matt says sleep. But we do, we making music. Yes, Matt and Jason.
No, not me. Matt's a musician, not me.
Splitting your jeans when you're jumping in the air for one of the videos. But I think it's really, really important when you're part of a good team. It really does help. But also, and I don't know if people would disagree with this, but when you are using the solution-focused approach, although our job can be stressful, it's not as stressful as people might believe it is. There are times that we're more stressed about, for me anyway, more stressed about the other services being involved with a family than the actual family themselves most of the time. So families are also therapeutic. We always learn from families. So although it can be stressful, I think because we have each other and we have platforms like this to just have a fun conversation, it's not as bad as some, you guys might think. Anyone want to jump in on that one?
No, you said it all, really.
I think we need to bear in mind that whatever stresses we're under, the families that come to see us are in more distress than we are. So it's not about how stressful we find it, but it's how we can make sure that we do the best job that we can. That's where the stress comes from. It's not about trying to alleviate someone's past. It's more about what can I do to hopefully move people forward, and that's
for a better future.
Yeah, that's where the kind of for me, it's the stress would come is did I do a good enough job with this family? And if not, what am I going to do differently next time? So it's always about improving for the sake of the clients rather than for yourself. You can't have an ego in this job. It's not about us. So if we can't cope with it, then we need to be honest and say I'm not coping with it, because then we're not giving 100% to the client. And if that's the case, then we need to take a break.
Your son,
it's not about.
Your son number 2 has had his finger up for a little while, Joe.
Sorry, I wasn't. Yeah, I was closing my eyes for some reason.
No, No, I know that my internet connection is not great, so I put my hand up until there's a break, and then I'll speak now. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Joe. It is the stress comes from wanting to do
The
best
family.
thing by our
We work
clients.
with.
And
But
work with the family.
Family, clients.
Yeah.
Oh
And
God, we'll take a photo of him in this position.
don't know. Can you hear me, guys?
Seen some-
Oh, sorry, Matt. Say it quickly.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Lorraine's frozen. You're going in and out. This is working out.
I've been frozen for a while, you know. I kept on thinking, why isn't my head moving?
You look good though.
Clearly not.
It could have been worse. Though.
No, Matt, we can't hear you. We're moving on. Jumping later. Right, Emma Burns. If you had to pick 3 words that embody the SF approach for you, what would they be?
Oh, this is
Emma.
Oh God.
Emma.
3 words for SF approach.
3 words that embody the SF approach. Hope,
positivity, and
hope has got to be in there.
Enthusiasm.
So I write down
enthusiasm. That's
I
me.
would put in there faith.
faith.
Yeah, because like having faith in what in your practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put in faith. I definitely put in hope. I definitely put in faith. And I would say, oh my gosh, that's really hard. Emma, I know where you live.
She's coming for you, Emma. Joe, what did you put down?
I got hope, future, and possibilities.
That's a good one.
So
Yeah, I put future in there.
Hope, future, and possibilities. Yeah, I'm going with that. This is why I said Joe's one of my role models, because I just let him go first, and then I go, yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, he really is. He really is the man.
He is. He's learned everything from me. Matt.
Cool.
Do you want to finish off what you were saying, Matt?
Go, Matt.
Sorry, my internet's bad. I bought that router thing that you told me to, but it's still rubbish. Yeah, it's just that I think that it is so important for us to be aware of our kind of stress levels, so we can support the families that we're working with the best to our ability. And I was just going to say, for me, it is about slowing things down, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're moving enough, making sure you're eating right, and that you say no to things that you don't really feel up to and that you don't need to do, because the really important stuff, you stick to that. There's always extra little bits here and there that can come in.
Hold on. I'm going to cut you off here.
Go on,
so we all have our own way of working. Yeah, we're all quite different in that respect. Yeah, we are. What is it like for you, Matt, working with someone like me that's very, very spontaneous when you are the complete opposite?
Control freak.
Yeah, all right, La, all right. It's hard. It's hard, to be honest. But it's something that I know that I want to work on. I need to be more spontaneous. I need to be able to sort of move with change easier. I need to be able to just go, yeah, let's do that, and not of, okay, let me, like I feel like when I'm in a session, I am suck and flow with it. Whatever comes up, I respond.
He's good in sessions, guys.
And then outside of the session,
he's very good.
Yeah, I'm great in sessions, but it's like outside of the session is like, I want to know what's going on a bit more. I want to have more maybe
he's very structured.
In the sessions, I use up that fluidity, and then outside of the session, I want some sort of structure there. But you know, it's different strokes, isn't it? So you know, one way.
You're also
I just
a
think that
whiteboard hogger.
He is a whiteboard hogger.
Oh my
I am.
gosh.
Listen,
He's really,
La,
he's so
if you
obsessed
want to
with that
fight me for the
whiteboard. You
whiteboard
can't
pens,
get a look in.
Lorraine, I will fight you for the whiteboard pens. All right, I'm happy to do it anytime, any place.
He
You set the place.
nearly did. Oh my
set the
gosh.
time.
He was. He wouldn't.
We will
I
fight,
can't even.
and I will win.
I can't.
all right?
He's even taken away my pens.
No, stop that, Lorraine. Stop that. You said take them because I won't remember them next week.
He's even taken my pen.
That was your thing.
He's
Oh, I love
taken my
this.
pen.
We need a
them to me.
mediator outside the team. We need a mediator regarding a whiteboard at a local secondary school, and how Matt loves it, and yeah, it's. I like that.
I want sole
Right.
custody. I want sole custody.
We're gonna have to take this one to civil court, I think.
You have.
Next, most embarrassing moment.
What, doing what?
So many.
Any?
Mm.
So
I
many.
remember. I mean, it's probably not the most embarrassing, but I remember Joe and I. I didn't have my keratin treatment in my hair. We got on a train, went to a university for a meeting, and it was really humid and it was raining, and it was really, my hair and the rain and the humidity do not get along. And by the time, so we arrived there, and I'm trying to keep my hair back so you don't see this frizz. By the time we got back to the office, we had like a meeting in half an hour with someone else. Joe just took one look at me, went, "Sort your barnet out, love." It was so frizzy. I literally just dropped everything, ran down to my hairdresser, which is just down the road, because I thought, I can't meet these people with my hair so frizzy. And I mean, you couldn't see my face. It was, you know, the Supremes kind of. It was proper bad. And the hairdresser
Sounds
took one look
wicked.
at me. No, not for me. The hairdresser took one look at me and said, "Blow dry?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Blow dry, please. Blow dry, please.
Oh gosh.
Go on. Who else?
I had a moment. I was playing so there's Reading Fest.
Oh, Matt, come on, give up.
It's like the
bruv.
Reading and Leeds weekend. Play at Reading.
Yeah.
No, so if you play Reading, you play Leeds the next day. Yeah. So it's like you play both sides one day after the other. And I think there's a bit of a rivalry. Like Reading thinks it's better than Leeds. Leeds thinks it's better than Reading. And so we played Reading the first day. Second day we played Leeds. And I'm there getting into it. We're on stage and there's a whole like, "Hello, Reading," and we were in Leeds, and it was just like, you don't say that. You don't say that.
Wicked.
Like the opening gambit, way to lose the crowd immediately. You know, just
Absolutely brilliant. That's brilliant.
God, I love that.
stupid.
I love that.
Oh god.
Oh, that is so funny.
But then the rest of
So
the gig,
funny.
I couldn't get it out of my head. For the rest of the show, I was just like, "What? They hate me. They all hate me." I did it to myself.
Oh, I love it. Anyone else? One more person. Embarrassing moment.
Yeah, mine was. It was actually quite embarrassing. What happened was, myself, my nephew, and a few mates decided to go to Club Coco down in Camden, right? And there's a bit of a rock club. There's like mosh pits and all sorts. And for whatever reason, they decided to bring over. Yeah, do you remember, Matt? Right, Club Coco is quite a hardcore club in a way, right? quite a few decades back, and for what I didn't even know or realize, but they decided to bring on Daphne and Celeste. There's like these two little teen girls come on for a show at Club Coco, and you've got these grown men like ready to mosh down in the pit in the middle of the arena, right in the middle of the dance floor. And then all of a sudden, while they're singing, like balls were flying everywhere and whatnot, and I got picked up and crowd surfed, right? And I got crowd surfed right to the front of the stage, and they stuck me up onto the stage with Daphne and Celeste. And then all of a sudden, bouncers just tackled me to the floor and dragged me outside. And I'm really embarrassed to say I got kicked out of a Daphne and Celeste concert. That is humiliating, being kicked out of a Daphne and Celeste concert. I mean, I don't know if you guys know who they are. They're like these teen American girly.
Yes.
So like a
I
Britney
remember,
Spears kind of.
I remember seeing them at Reading actually, like a few years before, one time I was talking about, and they got bottled. Like they were on stage before Blink 182, and it was just like a sea of bottles, just like.
Yeah,
and I don't know whose idea it was to put them on.
Right
yeah.
Hey, Matt, you sure it was Reading and not Leeds? Are you sure it was Reading?
I can't remember that. Don't put me on the spot, man. Come on.
Right, we have a very important question from a very important person. Everybody, shh.
Seriousness.
And we are all going to scream the answer at the same time. Okay, whatever we think the answer is, we're all going to say it at the same time. Okay. Who is the messiest out of you all? Ready? 3,
Jason.
2, 1.
Sorry.
Jason. Definitely.
Sorry,
Jason.
Have you not seen Matt eat?
Whoa. You are the messiest in terms of you'll just leave things lying around, blah, 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 blah. And we all know when you've been there because we'll just have food everywhere. The plates will still be there. There's always a trail. Matt, when Matt eats, well, the whole table kind of knows what he's eating. I mean,
he gets more on the table than he does in his mouth. That's
but you are by far the messiest.
I am not messy.
I do clean up at the end though. I clean up after myself, Jason. You know, I make a mess and then I see.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But not messy. I just spread. I kind of spread my stuff around me. I have
that's mess, man.
Hold on.
Do you know what I mean?
Hold on. Follow up.
That is a mess.
From Hey Soon, yeah? You know we love Hey Soon, yeah?
Yeah.
I bet Jason cleans the microwave though. Everyone ready to laugh?
What makes
I do clean the microwave. I do clean the microwave. Don't laugh. I do clean the microwave. Hey, son, I do clean the microwave because whenever I have food, I make sure that it's nice and clean after I'm done and before I go in.
You're obviously doing something that we are not seeing. We apologize.
Well, I'm not there to take the credit. I just do it for the love. And I fill up the water containers, right? And I put them in the fridge.
That's true. That's true.
Right? Now, come on, give me some.
Hang on. Right. Jason, do you remember when you got the Hoover out once?
Yeah.
Once.
And you didn't know that there was that little lever that made the thing longer, so you were actually bent over double trying to Hoover. That tells me that you don't tidy up that much. Sorry, but you know, I don't want to burst your bubble or anything.
I have lemon. I don't need a Hoover.
Moving on. Moving on. And again, I'm going to read it. And then we're all going to just... Kaya, you're such an arsehole. Kaya's question. I don't
My
even
big
want
nicest husband, by the way.
Yeah. Who is the bossiest?
Aisha.
Yeah. You know the answer to that, Kaya.
Matt?
We all know the answer. Aisha.
Matt, am I bossy, Matt?
Well, I don't know. It's a funny one. I think we're going to get into semantics here.
It's a
All
yes
right,
or no
please.
answer, Matt.
No,
It's a yes or
no.
I think he's going to stick up for me, so we must listen to this.
If we can hear him.
Hey.
Can't hear you. You've
Wait a
gone.
minute.
His reason doesn't count.
Wait. Can you hear me?
Look, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. Look, Catherine said, I'm just assertive. You lot can't take it.
Leadership quality.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we can't hear you, but I'm going to take it as a massive
So she'll say, like, it's your choice.
We can hear you. Go.
Can you hear me?
Oh, don't ever. Oh, it's all right. We can hear you.
Sort of. No.
Text me.
I
Lorraine, do you think I'm bossy? Sorry, Joe.
I was just going to say,
yes, I do, Aisha. I think you're very bossy.
You said that like a robot, like someone's programmed you to say that.
Yes, Aisha, I think you're very bossy, but you are also very lovely with it. Thank you.
Thank you. And in terms of, I don't know if it's bossy. I think I'm a procrastinator. So if it was left to me, things would stay on the back burner, whereas Aisha just gets up and does it. So whether that's bossy or whether that's being proactive, it's a bit difficult to say. But
pack it in. We all know she's bossy. Say it as it is.
But someone needs to push that thing over the edge. Otherwise, it just stays in our heads and doesn't get done.
Matt, sorry, go on, Jason.
I said the one good thing about what Aisha does is the moment someone comes up with an idea, within 5 minutes, Aisha's already got it up on a website somewhere or got it up like already in PowerPoint presentations and whatnot. So, yeah.
See?
I'm with Officer Kaya. I'm not going against him.
I'm not going against Kaya. I'm just saying there's being bossy and there's being
you. I'm glad
proactive.
my listening.
What
Matt was saying, you're not bossy. You always give people the option to do something or not. Thank you, Matt. And it's usually my way. But we have had someone respond to that question of, is Aisha bossy? And this person said she's scary too.
There you go.
And a service user has said, I'm scary.
There you go.
I take that as a compliment. No, it's a compliment, though, isn't it, service user?
Yes, it is.
Isn't it? All right. Are you ready to shout this one out? Yeah? Out of all of us, and Dev couldn't be, I forgot to say it. Sorry, guys. Dev couldn't be with us tonight, who's a very, very important part of the FBS family because she's not well. So everybody, and we do love her. Get well soon, Dev. Right, ready? Ready to shout it out. Oh, I need to think of the answer. Who's the funniest?
I am.
Yeah,
Lorraine.
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 Yeah, Lorraine. Lorraine. All right.
Actually, you know what? With the bossiest, I think Dev can be quite bossy, actually.
Dev?
Yes.
Yeah,
Dev is quite scary, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't think she's bossy. I think she wants things done properly.
Yeah.
Keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, and if we did it right in the first place, then she wouldn't need to tell us.
That's right.
The fact that I don't think Dev as well. When Dev goes off on one and says that something needs to be done, actually I gets a little bit intimidated. Slightly.
Who, me? No, I don't.
She does it and says,
no, if Dev emails me to say you should have done this, it hasn't been done or whatever, then I get on it straight away because that's what she's really good at, putting me in my place.
She is.
And I like that. I like that in a person. That's what we need. All right, ready? Oh, I don't know if people are going to know the answer to this one. Who reads the most?
Oh,
Right.
Joe.
I technically read the most because I have my own personal reader
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
who summarizes. She knows who she is. So actually, I probably read and write the most. But I'll leave it to
Oh.
you guys. What do you guys think?
Aisha, what do you mean you've got someone who's... Are you reading if you're getting someone to summarize for you? I don't know if you are.
Joe.
I think they're reading. Whoever that person is, they're reading.
Yeah, well Joe reads and summarizes for me, or he says,
Yes.
"Stop being so lazy and pick up the book and read it yourself."
Yeah.
But so what I do is when I see this person and I want a book read, then I go, "Oh, this is a really interesting book. Why don't you borrow it, read it, and let me know what it's about?" And she takes it and she reads it and she summarizes.
But you know who's a manual maniac? Jason. Jason is a manual maniac. He will read a manual and he highlights things from it.
Yes, he's so annoying.
I do. I actually read every manual.
I call him Mr. Manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will read the manual through and through, and then I'll highlight key points and I'll put little footnotes in the.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
He's very annoying. Yes, he's very good. That's why I said to him, "Go on, 3 different." Yeah.
And another, and I've sat there and I've studied the manuals. When I go to hotels, I will spend an hour sitting and reading all the literature and all the paperwork that they give you.
I bet Matt does that as well. Matt, don't look like that. I bet you do that as well.
No, I don't, man. Life is way too short for that. Come on, Jay.
No,
I don't need to read that. You go to a hotel, enjoy yourself.
No, my missus took the mick out of me because I would do that, right? And she would sit there and take the piss because I would be sitting there reading.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right? And do you know what? It paid off because when I went on a cruise, right, in the small print, all that terms and conditions in the small print, like section 21, paragraph B, it said that you'll be charged a daily charge of $15 a day on tips. If you do not wish to partake in this and tip the staff personally, tick the box. Right? By the end of the cruise, I was walking around shopping while there was a huge queue of people contesting that they had to pay several $1,000s worth of tips because they didn't read it. And I looked at my wife and I said, "I told you so."
Mr. Manual.
That's probably the only time in your life you managed to say, "I told you so" to your wife.
Yeah. I was able, that 1 hour sitting there reading saved me several hours at the end of the trip, having to go to customer service and arguing the point why I shouldn't be paying $2,500 in tips.
All right. Moving on.
I just jump in here.
You see, that's why
I wonder if I wonder if Catherine is talking about reading manuals. I don't know. Is that which?
Yeah, but it's still reading.
That's what she was asking about.
Is she still reading?
Joe's a good reader.
Yeah, I guess.
He's still reading.
Joe.
That's why
Joe in his spare time will just, like if we've taken a few days off. Oh, you know what? I read this book. It's always a solution focus or narrative therapy or something. And he is an avid reader when it comes to that. But the thing is, he's brilliant because then what he does is he says, "It really got me thinking about this," and then we'll have that discussion, which is really cool. So I've practically read all the books that he's read.
Oh,
hang on. Are comics included in this?
Listen, I don't care. I'm a reader. Now listen. Right. So the person that said I'm scary, 1 minute. The person that said I'm scary went on to say, "Scary in a good way. Helps me challenge my negative thinking into a positive energy." There you go. See? I'm scary in a good way. So that's not a bad thing.
Is that from your mum?
You scare the negativity out of her, basically.
Oh, that's your mum
Thank
again.
you.
Did she
Thanks,
put a
Mum.
GIF under it? Did she put a little
She
GIF
hasn't.
under it?
No
Oh,
gifts today.
no.
So that those of you who watch any, actually, where is my mum? She.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know.
She's looking for an appropriate gift to put under.
Do you know what I mean?
Some
Right. The
emoji.
last question, Lorraine.
Hello.
If you were given a whole 24 hours just for you, how would you spend it?
Oh, just 24 hours.
24 hours.
Do you know, I will spend it with my boys.
You lot are good, man.
I would spend it with my boys. I would spend it with my boys because, especially Dalian, he's finding COVID. I was speaking with Matt. Matt knows. I was speaking with Matt, and he's finding it really, really. Although it seems like it's coming to the end, but he's finding it really, really hard at the moment. Keeps having meltdowns. And I just think that I need to spend a little bit more time with him. I don't forget about him sometimes because I think he tends to fend for himself. But yeah, I would. I spend my 24 hours. I'd give him my 24 hours. Yeah. At this very moment, he'd be my prime responsibility. Yeah.
Aww.
I was actually thinking about him just now. Actually, I was thinking about something because it's something that he said to me earlier, and I was just sitting there thinking about it. So, yeah, that question come up. How weird is that? How weird is that? That question
Lovely
just come
question.
up. Yeah, and I was just thinking about doing something with him at the weekend, and that came up. Yeah, cool. I would.
There
I would
you
do
go.
it.
It's going to happen now. What about you, Joe? 24 hours to yourself.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think I've spent, as a parent, I've spent loads of time with my family, loads. Even when working in schools, I was with the kids half term. So it almost sounds selfish, but I just want to be on my own for 24 hours, just to relax and do nothing. Absolutely sweet FA.
That's
Just
me.
lie there, like a
That's what
sloth.
you would say. I know that. Netflix.
With maybe a few books, maybe not, maybe watch a bit of crap on Netflix, whatever it is, but just to have that moment for yourself. I think we all need that sometimes, just to recharge.
You switch your phone off.
I'd happily go to a Tibetan monastery and spend a week in silence. It wouldn't bother me. It's not that. Yeah. I don't know if that's selfish. I don't know what that is.
I don't have my phone on anyway.
No.
Well, you don't ever ask me. See, my 24 hours would consist of, and I love my kids and all of that. Don't get me wrong, Lorraine, you make me feel bad now. But it's
No.
Joe, like a pajama day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I don't even know. It's just going to be unplanned. But at home, light a few candles, watch a bit of Netflix, have like all my snacks ready, healthy and unhealthy snacks on the table, and just kind of, reach over. I don't know, just really, because I think we work long hours. We just need that 24 hours of doing jack.
Yeah.
That would be nice. What about you, Matt?
I would. It's pretty much the same as Joe, to be honest. Just, I don't know, read a book, listen to some music. I would like, if possible, if I could just move myself somewhere, if I was given 24 hours, I would like teleport to somewhere in Wales and just
teleport,
walk about in the countryside on my own for a day. Camp, 24 hours, just don't see a single person, just sort of maybe bring a book with me, make a little campfire, read a book. Yeah. Just I don't know.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya.
Don't get me wrong. It's
There
only
definitely would be
because.
none of that. There'll be none of that.
In 15 minutes, Matt, you'll be chasing the squirrels because
Yeah, exactly.
It would be.
Whiteboard hogger.
Yes. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing some animals, some squirrels, some like
Oh,
yeah.
God.
As long as they don't bite me, I'm all right.
Jason. 24
Jason.
hours, Jason. Go.
24 hours. Okay.
You do his hair.
Come on, like that would only take 23 hours. What's he going to do with the one hour left?
23.5 hours. He'll do his hair and then look in the mirror like this. Like this. Do you think I'm going grey?
I like the gray. I like the gray.
Have you got? Do you know what you do in 24 hours?
Yeah, I know what I do in 24 hours.
See, this
I
is
would,
why they say I'm being bossy, you see. This is exactly why people think I'm bossy.
24 hours, I would be, as much as I love my family and all of that, if I had 24 hours, would be to sit there and do the Lego, sit there and have like Lego and just build my Star Wars helmets, build all sorts of Star Wars ships, the cars, go with my
that sounds
Batmobile,
good, actually.
read my comics I've got, have Netflix playing on in the background or Disney Plus,
Yeah.
and go through box seasons, have a few beers as well, and then move on to cider and just
Sounds
sit
good.
there and build Lego and just build up collections. That's what I would.
Nice.
Just to
I
get
think
one-
I like that. I might just join you on that.
and not feel
Yeah.
guilty doing it. Like
Yes.
you
Yeah.
you sit there and you relax and you feel guilty. Really, I should be doing something else. And you've got that guilt sort of like hovering over you that you should be doing something else, something a bit more productive. I don't want that in my head. I just want to be able to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We have a request from Gil. Okay.
Oh, we've got to answer guilt.
Now this is the last thing because I've got to go and pick up my kids. Right? It's like an hour past their bedtime. Gil has asked, Aisha, say something in Turkish and Joe say something in Italian.
Oh,
Do you want me to say something in Greek?
You can say
Yeah, but
something.
you
Yeah.
can say something in Greek.
That's all right. Go on. Italian and Turkish.
Jay says thank you.
So Joe, you go first.
yeah, but anything in particular?
Don't
Does it
swear at
matter?
us. Just
Oh, no,
ask
I'm not
us.
going to swear. I'm not that. What's the matter with you? Oh,
You swear at me.
okay. I don't know.
Would you know how to ask what are your best hopes in Italian?
No, of course not. Just, ti amo, ti voglio tanto bene, that sort of thing.
What's that?
Man.
Ti amo?
I love you and I care about you, that kind of thing.
Oh, say that
I love
again.
you too, Joe.
No,
I love
I'm
you
not
too.
saying it again.
Aw.
Oh.
Jason. No,
No,
let
go.
Jason.
No, Turkish. Go.
I will ask you the best hopes question because I know exactly how to ask it thanks to Zeynep. Umutlarınız nedir?
Oh.
Umutlarınız ne? Ve o umutlarınıza ulaşsanız size ne fark eder? There you go. And if you did reach your best hopes, what difference would it make?
It still sounds like a question, even though it's in a different language. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It
They
sounds
said
that,
like a
didn't they?
question rather than a
I said
statement.
that in the training. It's the tone.
There you go.
I think Matt and I've been excluded because we haven't got a second language. It's outrageous.
You can just make it up as you go along, La. Backslang. Can anyone speak backslang?
No.
Okay, so this is how you ask the question. Yay! This is how you ask the best hopes question in backside. What have I got? Have I got? You have got better guest? Have I hopes? That's how you ask that. Jason, can you ask the
No,
best
no.
hopes question?
No, I
Can you
wouldn't.
ask the best? Right, say Arabosibola.
What would happen with the best hopes? I'd say village like and say, what would you like? What do you
Go
want?
on then, just say it.
Nah, that's all right. I would say
I could try in Bulgarian.
Go on.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
No, go on.
Go on, Matt. Bulgarian.
Bulgarian, go on, Matt.
I mean,
Go
I'm not Bulgarian. It's the only language I could try it in. Go on, Jay. Do it in Greek first of all. Let me think about this.
And then I'll go before Matt. I've got a language. Go
All
on,
right.
Jay.
Αγαπώ σας πολλά. Ευχαριστώ για όλα που κάνεις για λόγο.
Oh,
Sounds
You
good.
did that so sweetly.
Sounds good.
I
You did
like
You know
it.
what I said?
good.
Something about
Wow.
love.
You know what I said? Yeah.
Translate.
I said, I love you all. I love you all. And thank you for everything you've given me.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
that's really nice.
All right, Lorraine, go.
I love you all and thank you for all you have given me. It's the same as Jason. See? English. Woo!
I love it, but it really sounded like a character from Star Wars. Which is, so, I mean, if anyone knows from Star Trek, Klingon here would be on top notch. Matt,
Oh no. Go on,
can you
Matt.
speak in Bulgarian?
Go on, Matt.
I can butcher. I've got no idea what this means, and I would love for there to be a Bulgarian person being able to translate this. But this is Kagvo Velik Iskash. Kagvo Velik
Velik
Iskash. And I think
Iskash.
that means
And you have no idea what that means.
What?
You could be saying,
no,
You could be
I think I know what it means. I think it means what is wish. I think.
What is wish?
what is wish? What is
Oh,
wish?
I think it's
Right.
what is your greatest wish?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, what is your greatest wish?
I like. Oh, okay, yeah. Which is like
Maybe
your best hopes question.
It might mean that. Oh, it's the best
It
I could
might
do. It's the
also
best I
mean-
could do, you know.
It might also mean, come over here. You need to marry my daughter.
It might also mean something completely, not
Completely
suitable.
Yeah.
Right, we've got to go. We've got to end
What
this.
about you? Did you do yours?
Who, me?
Did you speak in Turkish?
Evet.
Yeah,
Did you? I missed
Evet.
yeah,
it.
she did it.
Okay.
Evet.
I did it.
Oh, I've got something. I need to go bish. There you go.
Ah, yes. See. For those who know, no. For those of you who don't, you simply don't.
Me too, as well. By the way, me too.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised you've lasted this long, Matt. Just saying.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite proud of you. Thank you so much for
Matt's
watching,
got a
guys.
bladder of a
I
4-year-old.
hope I know, right? I hope we have entertained you. Thank you very much for your questions. And we are back to our normal FBS chat next week. And I don't know who that's with. Oh, Federique Banink, the
Oh,
beautiful, awful, fantastic person. So we are, she's sharing this platform with us next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. But you guys are absolutely incredible. And I was thinking about it, and I think our biggest inspiration and our biggest role models are everyone that we work with. We learn so much from absolutely every single one of you. And there's a few people watching tonight, quite a few people watching tonight that I know that I've learned so much from. And I'm sure the group, the FBS team, would totally agree with me. So on that note, guys, FBS team, Bish, brush your teeth, bed.
Bish, bed,
Bish, bed.
and Netflix. Or
And
whichever.
Netflix
Fish
or
bed
whatever.
bosh.
And for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching. And we hope we've entertained you, even if it was just a little bit. Aisha, you're my role model. Help me so much. Let's talk about this for a minute. No, I'm just joking. Thank you, Louisa. And you are an inspiration. I'm very proud of the young person that you have become. I really, really am. So for everyone else, we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.